You know that feeling. That little voice in your head, that knot in your stomach. It just feels risky, right? Could be an investment, a new job, heck, even just getting on a plane.
And then, of course, there's the flip side. That feeling of, it's all good. Everything's gonna be fine. Like driving your car. It's just normal, right? Totally routine. So right there, that's the battle that's constantly raging inside our heads. You've got this huge, screaming, powerful feeling on one side, and then, way in the back, kind of quiet and faded, you have the actual numbers. And let's be honest, which one usually wins? Yeah, it's the feeling, almost every time. All right, let's get into it. This whole mental tug-of-war actually has a name. It's a cognitive bias called neglect of probability. And that's what we're going to unpack here. Exactly why our brains are so darn good at just ignoring how likely something actually is. So first things first, what's really happening here? It's important to know this isn't some personal flaw, you know? It's more like a glitch that we all have in our mental software. It's that moment when our emotions just completely steamroll our sense of logic. So, to put it simply, neglect of probability is basically our brain's habit of getting totally obsessed with the possibility of something happening, whether it's good or bad, and in the process we just forget to ask how likely it is. And this right here is the key. It's the headline for this whole idea. The story we tell ourselves about what could happen is so vivid, so emotional, that it just shoves the boring statistical reality of what is likely to happen right out of the way. But look, this isn't just some theory from a textbook, right? This thing messes with our decisions every single day, in really big ways. So let's look at a few examples you'll probably recognize. Okay, the classic example, flying. We see one dramatic, terrifying plane crash on the news, and suddenly flying feels incredibly dangerous. But we hop in our cars every day, don't even think twice about it, even though statistically, driving is way, way more dangerous. That vivid image of a plane crash completely overpowers the actual number. You see this all the time with money too. Think about investing. Someone might pass on a really promising opportunity just because that little voice whispers, "But what if it fails?" That mental picture of losing money is so painful and so vivid that it just bulldozes the actual data that says the chance of it failing is tiny. And what about our health? Oh yeah, it's a big one there. You're reading about a new medication, and you see this super rare but really scary-sounding side effect. The chance might be like 1 in a million, but the fear feels huge and immediate. The number itself? It's small, it's abstract. So what do? We follow the fear, not the math. So you gotta be asking, why? Why are our brains like this? Is it broken? Well, not really. It's better to think of it not as a bug, but as a really, really old feature from our brain's original operating system. And here's why. Our brains didn't evolve to read spreadsheets and pie charts. They evolved for one thing, and one thing only, survival. And back in the day, reacting instantly to a potential threat, like a sound in the bushes, was way more important than sitting down to calculate the exact probability of it being a lion. I mean, think about it. Feelings are like a fire alarm. They're loud, they're immediate, and they demand your attention right now. But statistics? They're abstract. They take work. You have to stop, think, analyze. So when it's a split-second decision, yeah, your brain is always going to listen to the alarm, not pull out a calculator. The problem is, in our modern world, that ancient wiring can really backfire. Relying only on your gut when the actual data is right there, well, that has some serious, real-world costs. When we let this bias take the wheel, it completely messes up how we see risk. It pushes us into making bad decisions with our money and our health. We end up terrified of stuff that's super unlikely. We overreact to headlines, and it just sabotages our ability to plan rationally for the future. There's a quote that just nails it. When likelihood is ignored, judgment drifts. It's like our decisions become unmoored. They lose their anchor to reality and just get tossed around by whatever emotional wave comes along. Okay, so we get what it is, we get why it happens, and we see the dangers. So now for the big question, what the heck do we do about it? Well, the good news is there's a simple, practical toolkit we can use to start making much clearer decisions. All right, here we go. Step 1 is just shifting your question. Instead of getting stuck on what if, force yourself to ask the next question. Okay, but how likely is it? That's the game changer. Step 2, compare risks. Put the numbers in context. A 1 in a million chance of something bad doesn't feel so scary when you compare it to the 1 in 100 chance of something good happening. Third, make the numbers real. Don't think 0.1%. Think 1 out of every 1,000 people. It makes it concrete. And finally, step 4,
Use your emotions as a signal. When you feel that big rush of fear or even excitement, let that be your cue to just pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, is my brain ignoring the math right now before you act?
So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this idea. Think of it like this. Possibility is just this huge, infinite field where literally anything could happen. But probability is your map and compass for navigating that field. And really, that's what this is all about. Making wise decisions isn't about pretending bad things can't happen. It's about respecting how likely they are to happen. It's about building a bridge from our imagination to reality, a bridge built with facts, not just fear. Getting a handle on this isn't just about thinking clearer. It's about taking back control of your own choices. So the next time your gut screams at you about something, what are you going to do? Just listen to the feeling, or are you going to ask for the numbers?